Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, the channel where we dive into the stories surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, uncovering the truth and calling out the unjust treatment they face. Today, we're revisiting a jaw-dropping controversy, Jeremy Clarkson's appalling column in The Sun that targeted Meghan Markle with hatred so vile it sparked global outrage. From the disturbing remarks to the public backlash and Clarkson's so-called apology, we're breaking it all down. Let's get started. Jeremy Clarkson's words about Meghan Markle were not just controversial. They were hateful and misogynistic. He expressed a desire to see her publicly shamed and humiliated. His language was graphic and disturbing. It went far beyond any reasonable criticism. This was not about differing opinions. It was about inciting violence and hatred against a woman. Clarkson's comments, published in The Sun, shocked many. He admitted to hating Meghan on a cellular level. He fantasized about her being paraded naked through the streets. His words were dripping with misogyny and malice. This was not a man simply expressing an opinion. This was a public figure using his platform to incite harm. The sheer cruelty of his words was breathtaking. He wished upon her a level of public humiliation usually reserved for fictional villains. His words painted a vivid and disturbing image. It was an image designed to shock, to disgust, and to dehumanize. Clarkson's diatribe was not just an attack on Meghan Markle, it was an attack on women everywhere. It revealed a deep-seated misogyny that has no place in a civilized society. His words were a stark reminder of the abuse that women, particularly women of color, face on a daily basis. The public backlash against Clarkson was swift and fierce. Social media erupted in outrage, with many calling for his immediate dismissal from The Sun. People from all walks of life expressed their disgust and condemnation. Celebrities, politicians, and ordinary citizens alike spoke out against the blatant hatred. Notable figures added their voices to the chorus of condemnation. High-profile individuals within the media industry called out Clarkson's behavior as unacceptable. Politicians and activists highlighted the dangerous precedent set by such hateful rhetoric. The condemnation was widespread and unequivocal, demonstrating the global revulsion at Clarkson's words. The condemnation was not limited to the UK. People around the world expressed their solidarity with Meghan Markle. The message was clear. Hate speech would not be tolerated, no matter the target. This was a global response to a global issue. The outpouring of support for Meghan was a powerful reminder that hate speech has no place in our society. It also highlighted the vital role that public figures play in shaping public discourse. Their words have power, and they have a responsibility to use that power for good. Even Jeremy Clarkson's own daughter, Emily Clarkson, publicly condemned his words. She took to social media to express her deep disappointment and disagreement with her father's views. Emily's statement was a powerful indictment of her father's words. She made it clear that she stood with Meghan Markle, not with the hateful rhetoric of her father. Emily's condemnation was particularly significant given her relationship with her father. Her willingness to speak out against him demonstrated the severity of his transgression. She refused to stay silent in the face of such blatant bigotry. Her statement was a testament to the power of speaking truth to power, even within one's own family. It sent a resounding message that hate and prejudice would not be tolerated, even from loved ones. Emily Clarkson's actions proved that it is possible to challenge hateful views, even when they come from within our own families. Her bravery served as an example to us all. The Sun issued a tepid apology for publishing Clarkson's article. Many felt the apology rang hollow and lacked sincerity. Clarkson's statement was far from a full apology. He claimed his words were humorous, met with derision. His attempt to dismiss his words as a joke inflamed the situation. The responses highlighted a lack of accountability for powerful figures. The Clarkson incident was not an isolated event. It was part of a larger pattern of negative and often hostile media coverage directed at Meghan Markle. From the moment her relationship with Prince Harry became public, she was subjected to a relentless barrage of negative press. This relentless negativity often crossed the line into outright racism and sexism. Meghan's every move was scrutinized and criticized. She was held to different standards than other members of the royal family. The British tabloids, in particular, seemed to relish in publishing negative stories about her. This relentless negativity took a toll on Meghan's mental health and well-being. The coverage of Meghan Markle exposed the ugly underbelly of the British media landscape. It laid bare the racism, sexism, and classism that often permeates these institutions. The relentless attacks on Meghan were a stark reminder of the challenges faced by women of colour in the public eye. Clarkson's article, while shocking, was simply a symptom of a much larger problem. It highlighted the urgent need for a conversation about the role of the media in perpetuating harmful stereotypes and the real-life consequences for those targeted by such rhetoric. Both Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have spoken out about the toll that the negative media attention has taken on them. In their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan, they provided a behind-the-scenes look at the relentless pressure they faced from the British tabloids. They revealed the emotional and psychological impact of the constant scrutiny and negative headlines. Harry, in his ITV interview, drew a direct line between the hateful media coverage and the safety of his family. He expressed fears that history was repeating itself, referencing the tragic death of his mother, Princess Diana, who was constantly pursued by paparazzi. His words were a stark reminder of the real-life consequences of unchecked media intrusion and harassment. The couple's decision to step back from their roles as senior royals was partly motivated by their desire to protect themselves and their children from the toxic media environment. Their experiences highlighted the urgent need for greater accountability within the media industry and for a more responsible approach to reporting on public figures. Harry and Meghan's willingness to speak their truth, despite facing criticism and backlash, was a powerful act of defiance. Their story served as a reminder that behind the headlines are real people with real lives and real feelings. The hateful rhetoric directed at Meghan Markle, exemplified by Clarkson's article, has real-life consequences. It normalizes and legitimizes hatred and prejudice. It creates an environment where people feel emboldened to express bigotry and intolerance. This can lead to real-world harm and violence against the targeted individuals or groups. The constant barrage of negative press and online abuse takes a toll on the mental health and well-being of its victims. It can lead to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and depression. In extreme cases, it can even lead to thoughts of suicide. The human cost of such toxic rhetoric cannot be ignored. The impact of this hate speech extends beyond the individual target. It creates a climate of fear and intimidation for others who share similar characteristics. It sends a message that it is acceptable to dehumanize and attack people based on their race, gender, or other protected identities. The Clarkson incident should serve as a wake-up call. We must recognize the real-life consequences of hateful rhetoric and take action to create a more just and equitable society where everyone feels safe and respected. The Jeremy Clarkson incident highlights the urgent need for greater accountability within the media industry. Media outlets have a responsibility to use their platform for good, not to spread hate and division. They must be held accountable for publishing content that incites violence or discrimination. This incident also underscores the power of media in shaping public perception. The words we read and the images we see have a profound impact on how we view the world. Media outlets have a moral obligation to use their influence responsibly and to promote understanding and empathy, not prejudice and intolerance. We must demand better from our media. We must hold them accountable for the content they produce and the narratives they perpetuate. We must also support media outlets that are committed to ethical and responsible journalism. The fight against hate speech is a collective one. We all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable world. By speaking out against hate, supporting those who are targeted, and demanding better from our leaders and institutions, we can create a society where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued. Clarkson's comments are a grim reminder of the power of words and the media's role in shaping public perception. It's not enough to delete an article or issue a half-hearted apology. Real change requires accountability, something the British media continues to avoid when it comes to Meghan Markle. What are your thoughts on Clarkson's remarks and the media's treatment of Meghan? Share them in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on Meghan and Harry tales. Together, let's keep exposing the truth and standing up for what's right. Until next time, take care and stay informed.